Olympic National Park is one of the most diverse national parks in America. Mountains, rainforests, waterfalls, lakes, and over 70 miles of rugged Pacific coastline. Most people spend several days exploring everything this park has to offer. We only had one. So today we're finding out, is one day in Olympic National Park actually enough? After leaving Oregon, we crossed into Washington and settled into Dosewallips State Park for 2 nights. It turned out to be one of those campgrounds that immediately feels relaxing. Quiet campsites, tall trees, and a river running through the park, it was a great place to stay. But it wasn't exactly close to everything we wanted to see. Olympic National Park is enormous. The mountains, the rainforests, the coastline, they're spread across a huge section of Olympic Peninsula. And with only one day available, we knew right away we'd have to make some difficult choices. Early the next morning, we set out towards Port Angeles. Along the way, we made a couple of quick stops. First was the Quilcene National Fish Hatchery. Unfortunately, there wasn't much happening while we were there. Sometimes it's just how the road trips go. Our next stop was a little more interesting. We don't often run across visitor centers dedicated to national forests, so it was fun to spend a few minutes learning more about the area. But our real destination still lay ahead. By late morning, we finally arrived at the Olympic National Park Visitor Center. For us, every national park visit starts the same way. Stamps, stickers, junior ranger books, and figuring out how we're going to spend our time. Olympic National Park is one of those parks where you could easily spend a week exploring. We only had hours. So after looking at the map, we narrowed our day down to 3 very different stops. Our first stop was Hurricane Ridge, one of the most popular destinations in Olympic National Park. The road climbs nearly a mile above sea level and offers some of the most spectacular mountain views in Washington. At least, that's what we had heard. You see, as we climbed higher and higher, the clouds kept getting thicker. And soon we couldn't see much of anything. At that point, we honestly weren't sure if we'd see mountains at all. But then the clouds began to break, and suddenly we understood why Hurricane Ridge is so famous. Snow was still hanging around in late spring. Wildlife was everywhere, and the views stretched for miles. If we'd driven all the way here just for this stop alone, it probably would have been worth it. And what seems to happen quite often, we've already had a casualty of the day while the kids were having a little snowball fight. Elizabeth got a bloody nose, so they're off to find some paper towels. Better now?
Yes.
That was quick.
Yeah, I plugged it.
Oh, okay. One thing that surprised us about Olympic National Park was just how quickly the scenery changes. Less than an hour earlier, we'd been standing above the clouds. Now we were surrounded by dense forest. Our next stop was Madison Creek Falls. It's a short walk, an easy stop, and a beautiful example of another side of Olympic National Park. Our final stop of the day brought us to Lake Crescent. Instead of staying along the shoreline, we headed down the trail towards Marymere Falls. After spending most of the day driving between destinations, this was finally our chance to slow down and stretch our legs.
Oh, yeah.
Other ones are not quite as soft.
The trail wound through towering trees, across small bridges, and beneath the highway before climbing towards the falls. It wasn't the longest hike we've ever done, but it ended up being our favorite of the day. There's something about walking through these old forests that's hard to explain. The cool air, the smell of the trees, and the sound of the creek. It felt like we were finally experiencing Olympic National Park instead of just driving through it.
The lake that we're near is Lake Crescent, which gives us access to the Marymere Falls. It's about a 1.5 mile round trip hike, and I can hear the water, so we're getting close. Supposedly this is a nice waterfall. The last couple we saw were kind of small, pretty but small. Climb to the Marymere Falls is steep, and some of the step ups are pretty high. I just ate it pretty good. Yeah, not really how I wanted to go today, but bugged up my knee and my elbow a little bit. Fortunately, I saved the cameras, I guess. And just like that, we head back down.
After making our way back, we spent a few quiet minutes along the shoreline at Lake Crescent. By then it was getting late and there wasn't much time left to explore. But honestly, we didn't mind. It was the perfect place to slow down and reflect on the day before heading back to camp. As incredible as this day had been, it also reminded us just how massive Olympic National Park really is. We never made it to the Hoh Rainforest. We missed the rugged Pacific coastline, and there were longer hikes that we had hoped to tackle. And the reality is, one day is just not enough here. Next time we're heading farther north into Washington State for the longest stop of our trip. We'll see you there.